Sometimes I wonder exactly where the church gets the balls to do the things that they do. The Russian Orthodox Church has decided to do an investigation into Lenin, an investigation into the writings of Lenin to look for extremism. They're looking for extremism in the writings of the Bolshevik founders of the Russian Revolution and the Soviet government. It's very strange that a religious organization, a particularly powerful one, is investigating others for extremism. Now, here's what the archpriest for external relations actually said. We have to discuss whether the works of Lenin, Trotsky, and other great Bolshevik leaders can be considered extremists. How should we treat them and those who continue to use the most radical elements of their texts in their political activities and propaganda? Propaganda of Nazism is banned in this country because we know that its practices, ideology, and political structure were aimed at killing huge numbers of people. The works of the founding fathers of Bolshevism also justify mass repressions and often contain direct calls for the Red Terror. Well, I think we can see where this is going. Well, we can pretty much guess that since communism is an anti-religious ideology, and it being the Russian Orthodox Church, it's going to be considered extremist. Now, the whole intention of this, in my view, of what I think it's going to be, is it's going to be a demonization of communism. It serves no other purpose. For example, why would they be comparing it to Nazism? Nazism is the belief that one group of people are superior to all others, and that the others shouldn't even be allowed to exist. Communism is based on the idea that we are all equal, and that we should all share the world, and we should work in cooperation. To actually compare these two things is ridiculous. To put them on the same scale is ridiculous. This is already a direct intentional intent to demonize communism. And that's all this is about. This from a church, a people who think that their religion is superior to all others and all others shouldn't be allowed to exist. Yeah, I think we know where this is going. This is going into a straight demonization of communism and serves no other purpose. This is pretty obvious. And the invocation of the Red Terror. Yeah, the Red Terror. The suppression of Nazis inside the Soviet Union who are trying to coup the government. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that what the idiot right wing in the States is screaming about? Not the right wing, the idiot right wing. The, well, let's face it, slight majority who are completely retarded. Who think Barack Obama is an evil commie Nazi Muslim socialist who's taking over the government, and we're going to turn into a fascist state at any moment. And their desire to get rid of anybody who's trying to build that one world government, and that, you know what I mean. Isn't that what they're doing? Isn't it the goal of the church to stamp out every other religion? This is completely ridiculous. To actually try to take the suppression of Nazis in the Soviet Union, the Red Terror, and actually compare that to the Holocaust, the deliberate attempted extermination of an entire race of people. Okay, one, they're trying to stop people from taking over the government, and the other one is genocide against a race of people. To actually hold those two up as the same thing shows the complete dishonesty that the Russian Orthodox Church is starting this whole thing with. It makes me thoroughly believe that this is nothing more than an attempted demonization of communism, being that, you know, Gennady Zyuganov is Russian President Vladimir Putin's largest opponent. Huh. I wonder if Putin maybe had a little bit of a hand in this. But they remind us at the end that they're not trying to start another witch hunt. We are positive about both the Communist Party, in which there are many believers, and the so-called New Left, who raise the issues of social justice. Interesting. It seems like the church should be more interested in social justice. When you check out the church in Latin America, they're interested in social justice. It seems like the church in Europe is starting to become just as bad as the church in North America. Come on. This completely seems like, to me, Vladimir Putin has gotten in the ear of the Russian Orthodox Church and says, hey, we got to stop the communists from coming back. It's the second largest party in Russia. I think it's a deliberate act of suppression against the Communist Party. Because Vladimir Putin knows that when he goes down, the Communist Party is taking his place. That's what I think this is really about. And as for the church, I think maybe we should start investigations into the various churches around the world for extremism. Because I think if we did that, we'd actually find a lot.